The Joe Rogan Experience.
Great.
While you're saying that sound.
Great. I'm glad that people are seeing me.
Neal Brennan signing.
As witness, everyone will be a notary public.
I wonder if they can. There's a software that can listen to the sound your pen is making and figure out the lines you're drawing. You know, they have technology now where when people are speaking in a room with a window,
they can get rid of the window noise?
They can tune into the vibrations of the window from the sound of your voice and pick up everything that's being said in the room.
I heard that there's a Netflix because before Netflix doesn't give people ratings, but there's a way that they can gauge reflections off of some weird fucking technology and it's fairly accurate.
Reflections off of windows?
Yes, I don't. Someone. Like this is secondhand. Yeah, like secondhand. Not. It's like I believe it's sound waves.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What are they monitoring? Jamie's got something.
I have no idea. Jamie,
what do you got,
we
Jamie?
can buy this right now if you want.
Jamie.
Long-range laser listening device. The long-range laser listening device, laser microscope, is a highly sophisticated surveillance apparatus that utilizes an invisible infrared laser beam to eavesdrop on a target. This is the most effective long-range laser listening device in the world that allows the operator to conduct an undetectable surveillance operation on any targeted room.
From Tony Stark Industries.
With at least one window at an impressive distance of over 500 meters. That is actually very impressive.
That's far.
That's far as shit with the laser beam. Fuck. And you can just buy that?
As I say, that's commercially available, and I wonder what is not commercially available.
Oh, for sure.
Is
right
out there.
Like, you remember when there was that story about some weird sound weapon they think that the Cubans were using on Americans that were in Cuba? There's probably a bunch of shit like that.
I was reading an article. They can list, like submarines have technology. They can listen to basically like fish farting in the ocean if they wanted to. They can hear sounds that quiet. They can hear anything. So if like literally a fish farts, they're like, oh, what was that? What was that? Was that a sub? Nope, it was a fish. Next.
Wow.
Like, what was the next sound? Yeah.
Good for us or something.
I guess.
Good for somebody.
Good for us, I guess.
The sound thing was funny because it was like people would get sick.
Yeah.
And they could. And then there was also, they did it in China too. There were like, at American civil, like NG, like non-government, or like kind of work for the government tangentially, or they worked at the embassy. Their apartments were above each other, two separate people, and both of them. It was on 60 Minutes, like not long ago. Like,
so they targeted the rooms.
Yeah.
It's like a dog whistle for people.
Yes, in essence. And it's like, well, what do you want me to do? I guess you just leave. I guess it is like a dog whistle. Where
Yeah,
it's
they
just
just want you to feel like
disperse.
shit.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, there's probably a ton of technology like that we're not aware of. My friend Mike Swick used to fight in the UFC, and before that, he did a brief stint in the military. He was doing some sort of, it was either Secret Service work or something along those lines. But anyway, he was at the embassy in Russia. And he said that they had found listening devices that were so sophisticated that they were being powered by the natural sway of the building.
Wow.
With the wind. So the wind, they didn't need a power source. The natural swaying of the building in the wind was powering up this little microphone that was listening in on things. And he said they were looking at this stuff. And they're like, we don't know anything like this. Like, this is completely new stuff, and we found it in this building.
I don't love, but it's like, it's kind of cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't kill me or us. You know what I mean? Like, the hope is we just they have their thing and we have, and it's just like mutually assured destruction, like an arms race of technology. Because that's what's going to happen. Do you use the cloud?
Yes. I know. Yeah.
Like,
I don't use it for important stuff.
Yeah.
But I use it for like my apps.
Yeah.
You know, my apps are backed up in the cloud. Recordings are backed up in the cloud. Sets that I'm doing.
Yeah, but there's like photos or video. It's just a bit
Not
like,
much.
I don't know, man.
It's fucking crazy. I mean, we're getting down to some very strange place with the cloud, with stuff being just in the air.
And the amount of trust it takes, the presumption that we'll just never run out of energy and we'll never run out of the ability to tap into the cloud is like, that seems presumption. I'm not even like a doomsday person, but I just feel like it's like the difference between how men dress in public and how women dress. Like on a night out, women are wearing heels and guys are dressed in case they have to fight. I'm still like, we will do the thing in the mirror. We're like, I'll fuck you up. And like, that's how I feel with technology, where I'm like, what, do I have a backup plan for this? Even people with like Wi-Fi door locks, I'm like, I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Not good. If the Wi-Fi goes out, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, like please be careful. I don't know what the negative scenario is, but even my garage at my place, and I live in like a townhouse thing, and there was a power outage. The gate won't open, and like
there's no release.
There was a release that somebody. A better person than I figured out, you know what I mean? Like I was just like, no, I can't come. I was like, hello, Uber. I didn't have a fucking plan, but someone figured out like you open a hatch and then there's a chain and you got to pull the chain, and it was like okay, but it wasn't. It wasn't easy,
right?
Like it's the doomsday thing. It's like,
well, this guy Graham Hancock.
Yeah.
This guy's been on my show several times. He was just on recently, and he's one of the main proponents of this theory that something somewhere around 12,800 years ago hit the Earth and fucked up everything and probably reset civilization, killed off the vast majority of us.
12,000 years ago. That's not that long ago.
Not that long ago at all.
No.
It corresponds with the end of the Ice Age. There's a lot of physical evidence for it. And increasingly, we're seeing more and more evidence in terms of ancient cultures that existed far before 12,800 years ago that they really didn't understand. They thought people were just hunter-gatherers back then. Now they're finding evidence of things like there's a place called Göbekli Tepe, which is these huge monolithic structures that are made out of stone, carved like huge columns that don't seem like they were made by hunter-gatherers. It seems like there was probably some sort of a lost civilization, and they know that this all happened somewhere around that time, somewhere around 12,000 years ago. So it can happen again. And if it does happen again, all our stuff is on digital now, which is even weirder. It's weirder than books, right? We have books, but the vast majority of most of the data that we all keep and share, we share on phones and on computers.
Yeah.
And we can't read it. We can't read it without programs.
I don't know the
software.
First thing about. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know anything about